How's it going, everybody? The PlayStation Days of Play sale is running from now until June 10th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, that's enough yapping from me, so let's get straight into it. For $9, 75% off, Still Wakes the Deep is a tense first-person horror game from the Chinese Room, placing you aboard a 1970s North Sea oil rig as a worker struggling to survive a vicious storm in an unimaginable horror. Explore a beautifully realized, evolving rig with no weapons, relying on wits and determination to sneak, climb, swim, and avoid a relentless, terrifying presence in storm-battered, claustrophobic, constantly shifting environments. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is a stunning revival of the iconic 2009 blockbuster, rebuilt for a new generation with fully remastered visuals. Relive the legendary single-player campaign as Task Force 141 battles across globe-spanning missions, now featuring improved textures, animations, physically based rendering, and high dynamic range lighting that breathe new life into a celebrated franchise classic. It's a 93 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Persona 4 Golden is a critically acclaimed JRPG that blends supernatural mystery, turn-based combat, and life simulation, placing you in the shoes of a high school student in the rural town of Inaba as a series of bizarre murders unfold. Explore otherworldly dungeons, battle monstrous shadows, and confront the darker sides of yourself while building meaningful friendships and making choices that shape your story. It's a 94 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 125 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Watch Dogs Complete Edition puts you in the role of Aiden Pierce, a brilliant hacker who turns the entire city of Chicago into the ultimate weapon, hacking infrastructure, vehicles, and civilians in a gripping quest for revenge. This Complete Edition includes the base game and season pass, adding a new game mode, weapons, outfits, extra missions, and a brand new campaign where you play as legendary hacker T-Bone. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $6, 90% off, God Eater 3 is an action-packed RPG where you hunt massive origami monsters using a versatile arsenal of God Arcs, each offering unique combat styles, devastating attacks, and strategic depth. Master new abilities like burst arts, dive-dash attacks, and evolved ground, air, and step techniques to dominate fearsome foes, while facing the terrifying Ash origami who utilize devour attacks and enter burst mode. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $7, 75% off, Saints Row the Third Remastered is an over-the-top open-world action game where you lead the 3rd Street Saints in outrageous and completely unpredictable criminal escapades across Steelport. Remastered for PS5, the game features enhanced lighting, textures, and 4K resolution at a smooth 60 FPS, bringing the city's neon-soaked streets and wild environments to life with unprecedented clarity, vibrancy, and detail. It's an 85 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, Spiritfall is a fast-paced action roguelite with combat inspired by platform fighters, where you slash, smash, launch, and wall splat enemies across dangerous lands using an ever-changing arsenal of divine blessings and smooth, fluid movement. String together deadly combos, discover synergies among over 150 blessings, and grow stronger with each defeat by unlocking new powers and awakening mighty weapons with unique movesets. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $9, 70% off, Alien Isolation is a first-person survival horror game where Amanda Ripley searches a remote space station for clues about her mother, while an unstoppable xenomorph stalks her every move from the shadows. You'll creep through claustrophobic corridors as you manage scarce resources and use careful stealth to slip past hostile humans, malfunctioning androids, and the creature itself, while the station grows increasingly unstable. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $7, 65% off, Inscryption is a dark, mind-bending card-based adventure, blending deck-building roguelike mechanics, escape room-style puzzles, and psychological horror. Acquire a deck of woodland creature cards through draft, surgery, and self-mutilation, uncover hidden secrets within Leshy's cabin, and navigate increasingly disturbing challenges that twist reality, testing both your wits and courage while keeping you constantly on edge. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, Chrono Cross, the Radical Dreamers Edition is a remastered classic RPG that expands on the original Chrono Cross with upgraded HD 3D models, refined illustrations, enhanced music, and modern quality of life features that respect its original vision. Explore 2 intertwined parallel worlds, meet over 40 party members, and experience a richly layered story that spans dimensions while influencing the fate of the planet itself. It's a 92 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $6, 75% off, Skullgirls Second Encore is a beautiful, fast-paced 2D fighting game set in a dark deco world, featuring 14 wildly original characters, each with unique gameplay mechanics, a fully voiced story mode, gorgeous hand-drawn animation, and a celebrated original soundtrack by Michiru Yamane. Accessible to casual players yet deep enough for competitive fans, it strikes a rare balance that makes it easy to pick up and hard to put down. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $5, 83% off, Titanfall 2 Ultimate Edition is a first-person shooter where you pilot agile titans and skilled pilots through vertical combat across futuristic battlefields, combining parkour and firepower to dominate the chaotic frontier. You'll experience the full single-player campaign and competitive multiplayer, and use all unlocked titans, pilot classes, and advanced loadouts from the Jumpstart pack while customizing weapons and war paints. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Doom Eternal is an adrenaline-fueled first-person shooter that casts you as the Doomslayer, humanity's ultimate warrior, battling hellish forces across Earth and other dimensions. Move at lightning speed and wield a devastating arsenal to obliterate hordes of demons, while using the unholy trinity of combat, glory kills for health, incineration for armor, and chainsaw executions for ammo, to survive ever-escalating waves of enemies. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Kerbal Space Program Enhanced Edition puts you in charge of an alien space program, designing spacecraft governed by realistic physics and launching your Kerbal crew to explore moons and planets in the Kerbal solar system. Construct space stations and surface bases, research new technologies, and choose between science, career, or sandbox modes in this beloved spaceflight simulator optimized for console with a reworked UI and controls. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $7, 65% off, Besiege is a physics-based building game where you construct medieval siege engines, from trundling behemoths to clumsy flying machines, and unleash them across 55 levels of fully destructible environments, crushing windmills, wiping out soldiers, and annihilating livestock and castles. Build with over 70 blocks, test creations in sandbox environments, and use the time dilation slider to savor every spectacular crash. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons remake is a beautifully reimagined adventure where two siblings embark on a heartfelt journey to find the fabled Water of Life and save their ailing father. Rebuilt with modern visuals, enhanced performance, and a fully re-recorded orchestral soundtrack, this remake preserves the original's touching narrative while enriching every scene with sharper detail and more cinematic presentation. It's an 87 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Just Cause 3 XXL Edition is an open-world action-adventure where you play as Rico Rodriguez, wreaking havoc across the Mediterranean island of Medici with explosive weapons, vehicles, and daring stunts. Complete story missions, tackle extra challenges from the Air, Land, and Sea expansion pass, and unleash chaos with weaponized vehicles, the Reaper missile mech, and over-the-top gadgets in a sandbox playground of destruction. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $7, 75% off, Astroneer is a colorful open-world sandbox adventure where you reshape entire planets using a deform tool while crafting, building, and surviving across a vast, procedurally generated solar system. Traverse 7 unique planets, dig through caves and explore mysterious cores, and snap together components to build bases and vehicles, all while experimenting with automation systems and creative contraptions. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Pentiment is a beautifully illustrated narrative adventure set in 16th century Bavaria, blending historical intrigue and political upheaval with handcrafted art inspired by illuminated manuscripts and early printed books. You play as a master artist caught in scandals, investigations, and social conflicts, navigating a world where every dialogue choice and alliance shapes the unfolding story in surprising and meaningful ways. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Star Ocean First Departure R is a classic JRPG where you join Roddick and his friends as they set out from the peaceful town of Kratos to save a neighboring village struck by a mysterious petrifying disease. You'll explore vibrant planets, engage in real-time combat, and uncover a sprawling sci-fi story filled with unexpected twists, ancient powers, and interstellar intrigue, all while managing party growth and strategic combat. It's a 76 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Chernobylite Complete Edition is a sci-fi survival horror RPG set in the 3D scanned wasteland of Chernobyl's exclusion zone, where physicist Igor returns to Pripyat to uncover the mysterious disappearance of his fiancée 30 years prior. Navigate hostile military forces, rival stalkers, and supernatural threats while building a base, crafting weapons, and making non-linear story choices that shape every playthrough. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $7, 90% off, Need for Speed Heat Deluxe Edition is a high-octane racing game where you hustle by day and risk it all by night, battling a city's rogue police force while climbing the ranks of street racing's elite. The Deluxe Edition adds exclusive starter cars, special wraps, and high-performance vehicles like the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X, BMW i8 Coupe, and Mercedes C63 AMG, giving racers an early advantage in unique customization options. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Dead or Alive 5 Last Round is a fast-paced fighting game where you face off in cinematic, high-impact battles using fluid combat, advanced counter mechanics, and combo-driven action across diverse arenas. Choose from the largest roster in series history, battle across returning and new stages, and master character-specific techniques, while enjoying updated graphics, skin shading, and special effects that make every fight visually striking. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $10, 80% off, Sniper Elite 3 Ultimate Edition is a third-person shooter set in 1942 North Africa, where you take down Axis forces, sabotage their plans, and survive using stealth, precision, and long-range sniping. This Ultimate Edition includes the base game, 9 DLC packs with massive new environments, 6 weapon packs, additional multiplayer maps, and shooting range, giving players the fullest, most action-packed experience of the series. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, We Love Katamari Reroll and Royal Reverie is a whimsical action puzzle game where players control the prince, rolling a Katamari to restore the stars in the universe, fulfill dreams, and delight the king of the cosmos. Players roll up everyday objects, buildings, and living creatures, complete all new Royal Reverie challenges, and explore stages with redesigned graphics, revamped UI, and hidden collectibles to grow the Katamari bigger and bigger. It's an 87 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.